Okay, so this is not a video that I was sure how it was gonna go, even up till yesterday. But I've been attempting to run a little bit of an experiment. I've heard lots of different theories from the community about what soul boosts actually do as far as giving you a boost to your souls, and what different theories people had were. But I wanted to actually run some numbers and take a look at what we found if we ran soul boost versus without a boost in very specific conditions. And so I have those numbers, and before we jump into the numbers, I actually want to talk a little bit about what I'm concerned with what could be the problem with how I gathered these numbers. So first off, let's start with what the conditions were of the test. First off, I ran with my friend Strusel here that you're seeing running in the background. We ran just the two of us, with the first set of data being collected only with me hosting, because there were some thoughts that the host Onmyoji level might make a difference in the results. So that theory was kind of ruled out, and you'll see that here in a little bit. But beyond that, we had an issue where we wanted to make sure that friend level and number of people in the group made no difference. So I ran exclusively with him. And for everyone else's records, if they attempt to emulate this, Strusel is currently at a tier 2 bond level with me as far as our friendship goes. And it was just him and I was hosting, and that's all of the real conditions that we had set to begin with. My concern is that I gathered 100 runs boosted, 100 runs unboosted, and then he gathered 100 runs while hosting boosted. And then unboosted, I believe he had a mixture of things. He was his conditions, his stats were not as much in a vacuum as mine were, but they were still pretty close and showed similar results. Afterwards, so my first problem is I'm concerned that this could not be enough in terms of data, right, to prove what I'm about to try to talk about here. But beyond that, the other problem that I'm concerned about is that I ran another set of 100 with him hosting and got vastly different results for G6 souls. And this, as far as I can tell so far, is an outlier, and I believe that means that this is simply a bad luck scenario. But I don't know that for sure, and that could be a problem, so this requires more work. But those were the conditions that I tested this in, and so I really have some interesting things to show you guys, so I'm not going to pussyfoot around anymore. Let's go ahead and jump into the data. Okay, so here's where I did my runs. As you can see, I collected all three categories of G4, G5, G6. The blue is where I ran as a host, and I was boosting. I was using the boost. The yellow was no boost, and I was still hosting. And then the green was when Strusel hosted, and I was running no boost. And it should be noted that he is a level 60 Onmyoji, whereas I am a level 57. So as you look through here, it looks about like we would expect, with one exception. G6 souls, if we go all the way down to the bottom here, right? And these are just some extra I started to run below the red, so we won't worry about those right now. But G6 souls did not change in my test. Now here's the one caveat to this, right? In this set of 100, I received 3 G6 souls. This would be enough to make me question my findings altogether if I had not had Strussel's findings as well. And this is where it gets into being a bit of a problem, right? Because this is my one outlier, and I wonder if it's an outlier if I just got really lucky and he got really lucky on his runs. But look, we have 343 to 183 from from boosted to non-boosted on G4 souls, 95 G5 souls to 52 G5 souls on boosted versus non-boosted, and 8 to 7 on G6. Now this one became 3, and so I started to question myself. However, I then looked at Strussel's numbers. Strussel collected his own set of numbers, and in collecting his numbers, he found that when he was doing, he ran hosted and non-hosted without a boost, right? And it appears to be now that hosting, you know, the level of the Onmyoji, and if you're hosting, makes no real difference, or at least a very minimal, if any, difference. But him running 100, right? And then him running 100 with boost, he got an average of 1.75 G4s when he was non-boosted, 3.54 when boosted. G5s were 0.49 per run normal, and then 0.98 on boosted. And then G6, he had 0.07 and 0.07 for boosted and normal. And so this makes me wonder, does the boost make a difference for G6 souls? And I don't think it does. I think that based on the data that we have here, that G6 souls are not being boosted when you use a boost in Orochi. And if you want to take a look at a combined overall, here's kind of our general stats as you can see them, right? Here's the combination of what we found. So what does this mean? I think this means that we need to seriously be considering what is the use for souls. Sorry, I also believe I cut off this side over here. Here you go. So this is concerning because to me this means that there is very little to no use for a boosted soul. Or a boost if you're trying to farm it for G6 souls. And I don't like that. I mean, I thought that's what the point of them were for. So I'm gonna do some more testing on this. But I wanted to put this out in the community right now, even though we don't have as much data as I'd like, for a couple reasons. One is I would like the help of the community. For those of you that have the time and the patience to do so, I would like you to try collecting your own data between boost and no boost in hopefully similar conditions, right? This is going to be a self-reported thing, so it's not completely scientific. It's not scientific at all, at least once we start opening up to self-reporting here. And I want to see what you all are getting for your numbers. Because I believe that we are not getting G6 souls, which is a bummer, because I kind of hope for that. So that's one thing. The second reason I wanted to put this out now is I was concerned that if I put this out at a later time, right, next week, for instance, after I had a chance to run another set, we will have a patch for the April 4th patch for the new event, and I don't want there to be any claims that the patch could have changed drop rates in the background without them saying anything. So those are my two concerns. This is why I'm putting this out here now for the rest of the community to take a look at and hopefully start working on yourselves. I would really like to hear from you guys. As a matter of fact, if you are willing to share any Google spreadsheets you develop, or any spreadsheets or any data you are willing to collect, and send it to stradimusgaming@gmail.com. I'm going to put the email up there on the page again. Don't share any personal information. I don't want anything that could help me identify anyone. And if it's not in, you know, make a fake email or whatever you need to do to feel safe, right? But all I want is data from other people to hopefully collect more in-depth knowledge, and hopefully I can get a good answer for the community here. But this is my first initial reactions to the findings, and I hope I'm wrong, but it does appear that G6 souls are not receiving a boost in Orochi, and only G4 and G5 and less are receiving it. All right, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope to hear from all of you because, like I said, this is going to have to be a community-driven effort to try to find out if this is actually the case, or at least it would greatly help. I'm going to continue doing some more research on this stuff. I have a lot more questions, and I haven't seen a lot of results from anyone else as far as how much drop rates are affected in specific ways. So I'm going to be running a bunch of different combinations of 3-man and 2-man, and then see if it's any difference for 1-man runs, and all kinds of different stuff. So please, if you could leave a comment down below with anything that you think about as far as things I should test or what I should look for, I would appreciate it. If you liked it, give me a like. If not, give me a thumbs down. And again, stradimusgaming@gmail.com. Let me know if you have any data that you can help to put towards this effort to find out whether or not we're getting shafted here. I mean, I guess it's not shafted. I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on them. I would just be super bummed that if this was you know, kind of something they did in the background and didn't let us know about. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day.